Hi there, Coach. My name is Mike Ashford, and I'm a graduate teaching assistant and PhD student at Leeds Beckett University. I am also a coach for Harrogate Rugby Club in England. Thanks for joining me today to start exploring some ideas about planning in your coaching. Every sport is unique in some way, and this originality is born from two concepts. One, the ultimate aim of the sport, or what Bernard Suits calls the pre-illusory goal. And two, the rules of the sport, which in modern sport may differ between ages and sexes or between formats of the same original sport. So, if I give an example, the aim of most invasion games such as basketball, rugby union or netball is to score more points than your opponent. But the ways in which players can achieve this aim is directed by the rules that govern it. In basketball, for instance, you can only take 2 steps with the ball before it has to be dribbled, passed or shot. In rugby union, you can run with the ball, but it can only be passed in a backward direction. And finally, in netball, you're not permitted to travel or move when in possession of the ball, but only to pivot on one foot. If we compare these 3 sports, we begin to see that despite having the same overall goal, a single sport-specific rule equates to 3 very different legal ways of moving. This seems fairly obvious, right? So why is this important? Well, we can make the informed assumption that sports are complex and they take a long time to be fully understood. Consequently, it is coaches first and foremost that are tasked with gaining this complete understanding. Not only that though, coaches are then also required to develop strategies to educate and develop their players so they can also understand and learn the sport and perform optimally. This is an extremely difficult task and one many coaches struggle with. But if coaches can break down, capture and simplify the complexity of their unique sport, then they become better placed to educate and develop others. So how can this be done? The rules of a sport create problems for coaches and participants alike that need solutions. For instance, in tennis there is a rule that the ball must travel over the net and bounce more than once to score a point. This creates a problem of scoring a point. Then other rules permit how this can be achieved, which leads to coaches encouraging the forehand shot, backhand shot, or drop shot in particular situations. Another example I'll give you is in rugby union. The rules demand that players can only pass the ball backwards, which creates a problem of progressing the ball up the field towards the try line. As a consequence, players then must stand behind each other to receive, take the ball forward and pass it again. So the aim of a coach should be to identify all the tactical problems that are created as a result of the sport-specific rules. It is then the coach's job to provide their participants with effective tactical and technical solutions to each problem or to help them come up with their own. But let me stress this. Tactical solutions drive technical requirements, and these may look very different for a 6-year-old to a 12-year-old or in different adapted formats of the sport. For example, 5v5 and 3v3 basketball present very different problems, as do rugby 15s and rugby 7s. This is why we like to encourage coaches to ask themselves and answer the following questions before they construct a coaching curriculum or plan for their players. So 1, what is the ultimate aim of your sport? 2, what are the rules of your sport? 3, what problems do these rules create? 4, what tactical and technical solutions can you or your players provide to solve the problems? And 5, and most importantly, are these tactical and technical solutions appropriate for the age and stage of development of your participants? In answering these questions, coaches can begin to construct a clear model of their sport that not only simplifies its complexity, but a model that presents what that sport may look like for the age and context that they're coaching. In other words, only in this way can the coach have clarity about the tactical and technical solutions available and required for their teams and participants. Once coaches have clarity in answering these questions, they can begin to set expectations for their players and provide goals. Please note that although we have focused on invasion sports here, the same approach can be used in all other sports. Please complete the study task to get a good grasp of this very important concept. You will never regret it. Thanks a million for your attention, and see you in the next video.